Helen here with Eyes on the Game. I'm here at Ruka being joined by UFC lightweight Jalin Turner. Now you are fighting at UFC 234 against Callan Potter. First off, how's this camp going?
This camp's going really good. I've been feeling good. I started doing strength and conditioning this camp, and I feel stronger and faster than ever.
Yeah. Now, can you kind of talk about what you've been honing on the most during this camp?
A lot of grappling. I want to improve in that aspect, round that out, and striking as usual. But getting stronger as well. I feel like that's an aspect in the game that I've been lacking as well. So those are the main things I've been focusing on this camp.
So, what have you and Coach Jason Perillo been working on for this camp?
We've been working on a lot of basics like staying sharp, staying composed, and learning when I can capitalize on opportunities versus when I can sit back in certain areas and pick people apart even more than I already do.
Now, I do know that your initial opponent, Alex, he did recently drop out. How does that affect anything, if it does at all?
It doesn't affect much. I try to be ready for any style and anyone that comes into the cage. It didn't faze me too much. He was talking a little shit, but that was it.
Oh, just who was talking?
Alex. Oh, he was talking shit.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to fight him?
Yeah, I wanted to get my hands on him, but it is what it is.
So if you do get this win in Australia, is that still something you want, that fight against Alex?
Yeah, I like that fight again. Yeah, for sure.
And with this fight being in Australia, will this be your first time fighting overseas?
Yeah, it's my first time. And Australia's like my dream place to go, so I'm pretty excited to go there, yeah.
So how special is that for you?
It's really special. Steve Irwin was like one of my biggest idols, and getting to go out there in his own country is pretty cool.
Yeah, I know when we spoke to Anderson Silva, or when I spoke to Anderson Silva, he was talking about how excited he was to see the sharks and everything. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I want to go see the crocodiles. Yeah, that's what I really want to go see. That's my favorite reptile.
In terms of like the time zones and everything, are you prepared for that? Are you going there early?
I'll leave this Friday, so I'll be there the 3rd. So it gives me a few days to recover and see how I feel. But I've been trying to acclimate to it, out here, waking up at certain times and just getting a feel for being up at that time, training at that time. So I feel like it's not going to affect me too much.
Now, this is your second fight in the UFC. Your debut was at UFC 229. I do know that you had that great win, part of Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series. Can you kind of talk about, your experience in this promotion?
So far, so good. My debut was, it didn't go as I planned, but I went up a weight class on short notice. So, it got me in the door, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. But Dana White's Contender Series was fun. I feel like this is my debut. I get to be in the weight class that I normally fight at, and I get to showcase my skills.
Now, what did you learn in that fight?
Not to fight at 170.
Okay. Oh, so it's safe to say we won't see you ever go up there, right?
No, not anytime soon. I'm too light. Maybe in a few years, later on the end of my career, maybe. But for now, no. 55.
And also, speaking of the lightweight division, obviously always a lot of noise. What do you think of, just the top 5 in the division right now?
The top 5 is legit. There's a lot of good guys up there, but I've trained with a couple people in the top 5, so I feel like I'll be there pretty soon.
Who do you usually train with?
I trained with Tony Ferguson before. I've trained with Anthony Pettis before. I'm not sure who else is in the top 5 at the moment, but I've trained with a lot of high-level 55ers, and I fare well against them. It's not like I don't feel outclassed by any means, so it's time to make my mark.
Now, what do you think about Khabib, though, and his performance against Conor?
That was an amazing performance.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to go that, his stand-up was good. I expected him to wrestle him the way he did. But, yeah, that man's a monster for sure.
Now, who do you think should be next for him? I know a lot of people are hoping that the Tony Ferguson, finally that fight goes through. Is that what you would like to see, or what do you think? Because I think Conor initially wanted a rematch.
I think Tony deserves it. Tony needs to get that fight. It's been set up 3 times already, so let's make it happen. I want to see it as a fan. I really want to see that fight.
Who do you think would win?
I kind of favor Tony for that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, and you do train with him, or like you said, you've trained with him before.
Yeah.
So what about Anthony Pettis moving up and fighting Stephen Wonderboy Thompson?
That's a crazy jump. I like that fight for him. It's going to be a good fight. I feel like it's going to be a really entertaining fight. 170 though. That's a whole nother realm.
Yes. And you did say you are hoping to make noise in this division, and of course a win in Australia will certainly do that. But what would you like to say to your fans, and also any statements that you're hoping to make?
I'd just like to say thank you to everybody that supports me. Thank you for all my sponsors, my team, my teammates, my coaches. And, I'm going to go out there, get a win, and do it impressively.